Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 10th episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers titled Happy Birthday Zack. This episode begins with all the teens except for Zack in the youth center at night, getting things ready for a surprise birthday party for Zack. There's balloons, there's a banner, there's a weird cake machine that Billy made because of course he did. Here's a real question. If the party isn't until tomorrow, why the F are they setting up everything now? Are they just staging and then unstaging it to restage it again later? Turns out the weird cake machine malfunctions and starts letting out weird blue goo onto Ernie, who is trying to use it. He calls for Billy, but Billy can't be bothered because he's far too busy dancing to music that Kimberly let him listen to via his Walkman. Simpler time. Billy finally gets told what's going on and he apologizes and helps Ernie. Rita is watching because of course she is, and Finster tells her that he has just the right thing to finish off Zack. Whoa, Finster, calm down there. We're quickly back to the youth center where the most unintentionally funny scene yet happens. Kim jokingly tells Trini that her banner is just like a solid medium, and Trini just tells her to get back to work without a smile or anything. I feel like someone fumbled on the direction to tweet Trang there, so it comes off as like Kim just being playful and Trini's just like a bitch out of nowhere. It's amazing. Ernie asks them if they've heard about the Power Rangers and how they're doing for Angel Grove what Batman has done for Gotham City. Whether this means literally or fictionally, who knows? But Jason decides to be a teenager and messes with Ernie. He suggests that the Power Rangers are actually aliens from outer space, not just 5 color coordinated teenagers. Ernie gets a little spooked and walks away, and Jason chuckles. See, this is a nice little moment. It's so rare that we get to see the teens acting like their age that seeing Jason mess with Ernie like this is just like beyond refreshing. Then things get rapey. Bulk and Skull show up and Billy tries to tell Bulk that the place is closed to the public, but Bulk replies by just lifting Billy up and placing him on the counter. Okay, that wasn't the rapey part. The next part is where Skull tells Trini that they should have a party of their own, and then he starts guiding her hands toward his waist. Yeah. Luckily, Trini pushes Skull back into the party supplies, and while Kimberly moans about how her balloons are all fucked up now, Bulk laughs, and Jason tells him that someone should let the air out of him. Whoa. Jason, chill. Long story short, Bulk and Skull both end up hurt and leave. Thankfully, that's the end of them for this episode. Meanwhile, Finster has found the perfect monster. The Nasty Knight. He's straight up a knight who they used once on another planet to fight a warrior, and this brings to mind a question I hadn't thought of to ask before. If they won elsewhere, why does Finster need to remake these monsters? They win, toss the monsters into the oven to break them back down in the clay, and then just like keep going? Like what the hell is this? Doesn't matter because the Rangers are startled to hear that Zack is singing loudly to himself down what must be the longest hallway in the world toward the youth center. Fast motion, the teens take down everything that they probably should have never put up to begin with, and then hide behind Ernie's counter. Zack comes in while Ernie is eating popcorn, and Zack asks if he's seen the others. This brings to mind another question. If Bulk and Skull were just there too, and now Zack, why has no one just locked the damn door of the youth center? Also, Zack says that Trini's mom said that they were there. What the fuck? Mrs. Kwan sucks at surprise parties. Zack leaves defeated since Ernie says that there's no one, and the Rangers celebrate their close call with popcorn. Anyways, in a forest somewhere, the evil space aliens are hitting either side of a sword by a tree that then floats and splits the tree in two, and then the Nasty Knight emerges out of it. Because I guess forget Finster's usual monster making methods, this one's gonna be way more badass. The next day at school, Zack talks to Kimberly, asking if he looks any older. Kimberly makes up a lie about no, but her poodle is older now because it's her poodle's birthday and how she hopes that the poodle's gonna forgive her. Zack is bummed and walked away and blows past the other 3 Rangers. Kimberly laments that the idea of the surprise party might have been a pretty bad idea. And why has no one just said happy birthday to him instead of not mentioning the party? Next we see Zack is walking on a mountainside by himself. I have to believe this takes place after school or else Zack just straight up bailed on it altogether. He's so upset that his friends forgot his birthday, but then Rita appears with her posse as well as the Nasty Knight. Zack morphs right away and gets his ass kicked. Oh, and Squat is filming the fight for some reason and then the video camera just explodes randomly. It's kind of amazingly bad. The other 4 Rangers morph in and they get out their power weapons, which do absolutely nothing because the Nasty Knight destroys the metal of them pretty easily. They attempt to do a long distance stand on the shoulders attack that they've done before, but the Nasty Knight just tosses their blast right back at them. Damn, Rita is not messing around this time. Just kidding. Rita fubs us up by immediately making Nasty Knight grow for no reason whatsoever. They call in the Megazord, and after they get knocked down, Zack recommends that they give Nasty Knight a taste of his own medicine. How? I don't know. They're about to get hit by his sword, but then he isn't able to hit them, and then Rita's cheering for him on the sidelines, and the Megazord stands up and destroys him via the power sword. Rest in peace, Nasty Knight, we barely knew thee. That evening, the teens go to the youth center and surprise! There's a ton of extras here for your birthday, Zack. Zack is stoked and he decides to dance, and then somehow the cake machine craps itself all over Billy and Ernie again. And we freeze frame on Zack mid-leap. Ah, 1993. I wish I had been a little bit more cognitive during that time. This episode is so nostalgic for me, it's ridiculous. When I was younger, I remember having the flu and watching this episode on repeat on the couch over and over and over and over again because it was one of the only Power Ranger VHSs that we had at the time. My poor father would have to come in every 20 minutes and rewind the thing so I could watch it again. For that reason alone, I love this episode so much. There's something to be said for episodes as well where Rangers are targeted and broken away from the group. The Nasty Knight is definitely a formidable foe, and honestly, if Rita hadn't made him grow, he probably would have won pretty easily. Don't worry, it's most likely back to mediocrity next time with no clowning around. But until then, may the power protect you.